I don't think it's going to, but we're going to give it a shot anywho. This is really... Okay, it's doing something now. All right, looks like the second stream works in the back. The first one didn't. Yep, this one works. All right, guys. I was trying to do something new. There's supposedly a way to do a bunch of stuff from your phone that I need to learn how to do, and I was trying to do that, but every time I turn the phone sideways, it would be like, "Hey, fix your phone, man." Let me do this. Hey, fix your... Okay, so sound check looks good. I'll figure out how to turn it sideways. And I mean, unless you guys prefer it this way, let me know in the comments. I'm also setting up a few other things over here. Come on now. I said 9:30 and I thought I had like 15 minutes, but then I looked up and I didn't. So, okay, good. Cool. It's just 5 by 5. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and fire this one up here live. And we're going to go ahead and hit that start button there. If you guys didn't know this, I'm also starting to do more stuff on Clapper now. There are some distinct benefits. I can say things over there that I can't say over here on the old YouTubes. But I'm not going to stop streaming on YouTube either. I'm just going to do the dual streams like I used to. Let's see here. I'm going to close that light that out. And let's see, that light is going to kill me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so, son of a bitch, it's like this is not doing what I wanted it to do. Let me move a few things on the old Descaroni real quick to get that camera in a better spot, I think. Come here. This tripod sucks. I need like some good portable tripods. Like this one is super sturdy, but its lockdown is weak, and it'll like the camera might just like boop. And then this other one that I'm using is okay, I guess, but it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started, guys. If I'm going to go through the who we got. I'm not sure exactly. No one checked in. I got 2 people on the Clapper. Do me a favor, check in, guys. Let me know who you are. That way I can give you the accolades you deserved. Let's see. In this chat over here, looks like Jordan was number 1. Cool. Colt was number 2. That's right, Colt. Colt's like first. He should have typed like, oh, crap. Nope, second one. There he is. He did that. How long have you been on? And I just got notification. I just fired it up at like 9:32. So it was a thing. It was a thing. Hey, the loyal member over there on the Clapper side, I appreciate you, man. I will be talking like I'm talking to everybody. So you just keep being you. And if I knew who you were, I'd give you a first. Let's see here. It's okay this way. It's fine. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it makes me wonder if like I should be doing it like this all the time. Because do me a favor in the chat. If on the Clapper side, I know the answer, but do me a favor in the chat. Type 1 if you're on your phone right now. Because if you're on your phone right now, you probably actually prefer this. I'm going to adjust this tripod one more time, guys, because I think that the angle sucks. There we go. There we go. I think that will work a little bit better. Looks like everybody's on their damn phones. I've got another little tripod here I used to use, but I mean, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that again later. Let me go ahead and move this Clapper one a little bit down more and change that angle a little bit. There we go. I think that angle's a little bit better. Okay. I just feel like I'm like talking to you like this little bitty window, which technically is exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So today I wanted to talk about a lot of different things. I actually wrote down some notes and then I lost them. I have no idea where they went. I went out to do the security job this morning, and just like total brain fart, totally gone. So basically, today is my Monday. It only sucks when you're looking at the chat. It's tiny. It makes you tiny. Okay. Jordan says, morning commute times, I will be on my phone, probably most people's case. Yeah, absolutely. I think that you're absolutely right on that. You know what? I'm going to move this. I've got to get this right. I've got to get this set up right so that like I can see all these things. I'm literally using phones over here because the bandwidth problem, the upload speed problem with my internet has not been resolved, and I'm just not happy with it. But it's stupid because these phones are hooked to the internet right now. They're working just fine. So I think it's a compression issue. All right, we got Tefel popping in here. We got PetLip88. Hello. Let's see. And so PetLip88, first, you were the first one to check in on this stream. And Tefel, you were number 2. All right, let's see here. You know what? I used to be, that's the one thing I did like about TikTok, is I can swipe it and make the text bigger. Let's see. You know, and I thought I could do that with the clapper, but that just did not happen. Didn't happen. You can swipe it to make it disappear. You can swipe it to make it come back, but you can't like make it bigger. You know, I thought the YouTube one, I could make it. Let me see something here. Ooh, come on now. Come on. No, I cannot do that. All right. So turn your phone sideways to get a better view. If I do that, it will change it. The stream will continue to be sideways. The YouTube lives it won't rotate. So if I let's find out. I'm going to turn it sideways, and there we go. And now it's going to say orientation is locked. Rotate device back. It's literally giving me a warning. So I'm going to turn it right back to where it belongs. We'll get you guys set up there again. All right. That's exactly what she said. Southern Tier says he just got a notification that is like 7 minutes late. Stinking YouTube. Okay, so it looks like we got some loyal clapper fans as well over here. If I put my glasses on from time to time so I can read the chat. And like I said, I was finishing up with the security gig. I had some notes written down. But I think a brief synopsis of what happened this weekend is in order. I know that some of you have bought your PrepStock tickets. If you haven't done it yet, I recommend that you do it. As last count, we only have 8 tickets left that are in the pre-sale. So this will be your only opportunity to actually save money. Now, obviously, the other tickets are still, and maybe that's why people aren't buying them as much. You know, we would figure they would jump on these, even though because the tickets themselves are still going to be very inexpensive compared to Prepper Camp. That is for sure. No one should pay $90 to go look at somebody's booths. Let's see here. The people viewing turn the phone sideways. No, I guess not you, LP. I got you. But met with Jester. Had a good time. We did some live streams. We were on Clapper the majority of the time because that's where the tickets were being sold. They basically have a store inside of Clapper where you can just like push the button and it's done. It's so quick and easy. As soon as we finish with the pre-sales, like I said, there's only 8 left. Yeah, Cool Colt says drink. Yeah, that was our word. As soon as the pre-sales are done, we're going to launch the full up ticket portal, and so that should probably be going up in the next week or so. And obviously the prices will go up. So if you're not interested in saving a good amount of money, then just wait till the portal comes up. Okay, so we did lots and lots and lots. We met with a vendor yesterday. He seems to be a buy-in. We will see. We met another gentleman. Where is my book at? I want to give a quick shout out. So what we know is that sometimes people will go to these gatherings. Man, my notes are all messed up. Come on now, you can do it. August 1st, appraisal of the guys. Where did I write down that guy's name at? It's in here, I promise. That's right, I got my little prepper book. Ooh. All right, let's see here. Okay, so met a real nice guy, Drew. The name of his company is, oh damn it, let me find the name of his company. You think Blue Ridge Outdoors. It's in Marion, North Carolina. He does sell preparedness items. I like to store. It is firearms focused, and the neat thing about it is you could actually like go in there with your ID. They run you through the system. You could buy a firearm from him and then have it shipped to another firearms dealer in your state, where you could go through the process, pick the gun up, and do it. But he had some tremendous deals there. He does have a website, but as we were talking to him, apparently the way to pay for the firearms online is down. So he's in the process of fixing that. I'll leave a link below on these. I can't do it on Clapper because it just goes live. But I'll leave a link on the in the YouTube notes for his website and his Facebook, because that's the way he's doing his business right now. But seemed like a really nice guy. Talked to him for about an hour. He may actually be out at PrepStock. All American Prepper. Hey, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. Let's see here. Southern Tier Prepper says, friends, son is due to be done in the Marines this year. Chatter is that he may be required to stay on. They do that from time to time, but anytime there's a war, they always talk about that crap. They're always talking about it. It's called an involuntary extension. It does happen. Why do I have all these damn windows open? Jesus, so many windows. Let's close those out. Close all. There you go. Yeah, well, stop loss is a different program. Stop loss is like an overarching program, but when they involuntarily extend you, that can happen at any time. Let's see. All right, I think we're good on that one. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff. We came up with a lot of stuff. I really do feel like at a loss. What's up, Jeff? Hey, what's up, man? Jeff, no thanks. Jeff Allen. What's up, Starlight? Am I saying that right? Starlight. I think I recognize you. Yeah, Starlight too. It's just been a while since I've been on the clappers. Let's see. I do, like I said, I do feel at a loss right now. I am not prepared because I don't have like the list of stuff that we were talking about. I can tell you that our apothecary person kind of dropped. We don't know exactly where she is or what's happening, so we're not depending on her to be there. But we do have a lot of stuff lined up. We're actually going to think about incorporating basic land navigation into the training, or not the training, into the classes. We're not going to train you to do anything, but that we'll see what happens, because what we're finding out is that the key people who are interested in coming and giving these classes have skills in multiple fields, and you're going to blow these guys out. If they have to teach like 3 or 4 classes over a 2-day period, they're going to get like blown out, and that's not what we want to do. We want people to come, even if they're coming to give classes, we want them to have a good time, because they're not coming there to work. Now, myself and Jester know this is going to be absolute work for us. But we know what we're getting into. You know what I'm saying? We know exactly what we're getting into. So it's not really a big thing, military booby trap better than anarchist Bible. Yeah, but we would never teach booby traps. We would never teach booby traps. Let's see here. You guys they're just saying hi. We've got more people popping into the clapper. Let's see. Hello, watching from rural Himalayas, India North, going this live stream randomly. Oh, okay. Ahem. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Ahem. Welcome to the stream. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Let's see. Whoa, so we got somebody from AA Ham. I'm going to say it wrong, dude. It's just what's going to happen. A2Z, how is it that the President of the United States can order troops on foreign soil without a declaration of war? It's called the War Powers Act. He has 30 days to respond once he does it. He actually did Dangerous Book if you're a dummy. That's very true. He actually has the power to do that. And in 30 days, he has to tell Congress what he's done. And they have to either say, yes, it's okay, or no, it's not okay. You remember when we actually, when the whole fall of Libya thing happened, we actually had Marines out there. None of them hit the ground, but they used their aviation assets to blow a bunch of stuff up. That's the president using the War Powers Act, and then he had to explain to Congress what he did, which is why there was never any boots on the ground in Libya. Congress isn't in session. Very true. Very true. Well, technically they are in session. You have, the Speaker of the House pro temp, but they do not have the authority. They can't pass any bills right now. They can't move any legislation right now. Funny thing I was listening to this morning. There's a very good possibility, because there's like 8 people that the guys with the red ties are thinking about, and there will be the gaveling in today, but there's a very good chance that we could actually get our old speaker right back. Because the thing is the left liked him. The left liked him. Now, will he do things for them? There is no telling. There's really no telling. But the left liked him, But then again, he might say, "No, we're done. We tried and we did the work." And I think it would be funny, But at this point, it's like, this isn't supposed to be a soap opera. These people, they're supposed to be there legislating on our behalf. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And if they're not doing that, then they're not doing their jobs. And frankly, they shouldn't be getting paid. It's really that easy. They should not be getting paid. I'm going to move you over here, Clapper. I'm going to move you right there. Okay. So let's see here. So this was just a flex. Yeah, listen. So every day, that dipstick who called this process, every day he's looking more and more like a moron, because when he did it, they were talking from a position of power, and they basically, it's always good. It's never good when you have a whole group of people that can make all these decisions without anybody stopping them. It's never good. So that's why they put that rule. That's why they had changed that rule back. It used to be a simple majority to remove the speaker. But or should I say, to start the process of removing the speaker. But they changed that when they got rid of Pelosi, and it was, I thought it was a mistake, because the same person, the same idiot who wanted that rule is the same person who used the rule. Was it Matt Gaetz? It's the same person, if you guys didn't know that. So, and Matt Gaetz is kind of like he's kind of like the leader or face man for that. I guess you would call him like the Gang of Eight or something like that. I'm not sure what they, because the Freedom Caucus is done, and the Tea Party is definitely gone. So, let's see here. Haim says, I'm looking forward for Iranian engagement into ongoing conflict. How Sunni Arab would react. U.S. liberal establishment seems dedicated to escalating this war to further progress net zero emissions. I don't think that all of the things that you said are connected. I'm going to try and say your Haim. I don't think that everything that you said is actually connected. This whole net zero emissions thing, that's something that the WHO has been pushing for years. It's not the politics of America to do that. That's the politics of the left to do that. So as far as Iranian engagement, sorry, bro, you're on the wrong side if you're trying to say something positive about Iran, because You know, Americans look at Iran the same way that Iran looks at Americans. It's that easy. Let's see here. Let's see. Lifelong career politicians got to go ASAP. I need the screen. The light is just crushing my eyes. Yeah, so there's an argument, okay, and the argument is simple that we have people that have been in government too long. The other side of that argument is that these are the people that know how to get things done because they've been around and they know all the rules, they know all the loopholes, they know all these things. And then there's the argument that, well, they need younger people, and that's dynamite. But you know what? There's actually like younger people saying, hey, I think this guy who's 26 years old should be a congressman. Yeah. Did you know that your body is going through puberty between your 13th and 25th year? Yeah, at 25 years old, your body's still going through puberty. So I'm trying to figure out, I mean, like when you're watching the news and your kid says, oh, that's stupid, and you're like, you don't freaking know what you're talking about. Why are you talking? These are the same kind of people that are trying to advocate for these same kinds of people to be in the government. So there's a lot of arguments, and I don't think that any of them are right. I think that if you've been a senator or a congressman for 20 years, and you are sharp and you know what the hell you're talking about, and you're actually looking out for the people and trying to do good, stay there. Stay until you can't do it anymore. But if you're rolled in a wheelchair just so that you can put your thumb in the air so that your agenda is driven by your single vote, yeah, get the hell out. Go away. Let's see here. Jordan says, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how media gets translated and told across the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know what Ahim is thinking right now. I don't even know if he's there. But maybe he learned something today. Let's see here. Do you think where are we at here? The chat's starting to move, guys. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so All American Prepper asks, do you think they are going to invoke the draft? It's not necessary. It's not necessary. I think that a lot of people forget about the strength that our military actually comes through volunteerism. We have an all-volunteer force. We have since Vietnam. We've had an all-volunteer force, and there's just no reason for a draft. We would literally have to have like a division of soldiers get wiped out in a week for them to go, oh shit, we need more people. I think that's what it would take. That's what it would take. I have seen a lot of stuff. I think Southern Prepper One covered this total idiot, that was talking about how he's not going and I'm on drugs, and the kid was just making a video because he's an idiot. And trying to associate that idiot with a generation of idiots, and that's just not the case. All American Prepper says a lot of young people are stupid. They just do not have the experience or wisdom. Absolutely true. I mean, we're dumb. I knew somebody who was extremely intelligent, and one of the things that he used to say was, yeah, I don't listen to anybody until they're 30 years old. And it's very true. It's very true. Let's see here. Aim says, I'm just trying to make a connection because left-wing politics revolves around this. And yes, Iran establishment has their Shia Muslim agenda. Reason they have hired Houthi or Hezbollah militants. The whole situation over there is completely convoluted. There's no way to figure that out. There's no way to figure that out because when you still have a society that lives in under a tribal ideology, every tribe is going to have their own needs, wants, beliefs, and that's one of the biggest problems we have with the Middle East. I've spent a good amount of time over there, and I've talked to Shias, I've talked to the Sunnis. There is a lot of different organizations, sects, NGOs. I mean, I had my fingers in a few things over there, and the truth is that it was all about them just trying to get their way. That's what it all comes down to. They just want to get their way. And if you've got a group that are willing to chop heads off, if you've got a group that are willing to put people in cages and burn them alive, you've got people and drown them. I don't know if you guys remember that one. If you got people, and let me tell you something. I want you guys. I got some homework for you. I don't care where you're on the planet. Just Google it. All right. I want you to Google pictures of Iran in 1965, 1970. 1975. Okay. And these pictures, I was telling a friend of mine about this weekend, and these pictures will blow your mind. They were fully developed. They looked like a scene out of Austin Powers, the very first Austin Powers. That's how they dressed. There were no hijabs. No one covered their faces. They had sunglasses. They wore makeup. They drove cars. They basked in the sun. They went to the beach in bikinis. And then someone wanted to get their way because of their belief system. And they took over. Not because everybody loved it, but because they did it by force. So the Middle East has always been nasty and messy, and it's always been that way because there's always people with the tribal mentality who just want to get things their way. Let's see here. Are you Muslim, Christian, Sikh? Point of view, I'm not making an argument. Gotcha. George just trying to gather information. Israel will have support from the U.S., U.K., India, France, so I have no interest to be biased towards any nationally or religion. Yeah, I mean, all the countries will line up to drop bombs on Hamas. They'll do it all day long, but putting groups on the ground is a completely different story. Let's see. Iranian women back then were so beautiful. Well, I'm sure they still are, but no one can tell. So let's see. Now you can't see them. But yeah, it was a real thing. And I think that lots of times we need to operate in a retrospective mode where, like, how did we get here? What was the starting point? Not necessarily what caused, like Iran, like what caused Iran to go the direction it went. Well, Ayatollah Khomeini took over. There was a coup. They actually have pictures of the very first guy that was there to initiate all this stuff and just showing up, and he just happens to be El Presidente of that country at that pivotal time. When you have, and it's unfortunate, a lot of people don't know this, is that in Islam, the government and the religion are mixed together. They're the same. And when you operate like that, you can do whatever you want to do. And it's a problem. It takes away lots and lots of freedom. That's why we have amendments to our Constitution. If you didn't know this, the amendments weren't there because they screwed it up the first time. The amendments were all written because they wanted to make it perfectly clear the rights of the citizenry, and that there would be no even second thought of, well, we didn't really say that, so it must not be there. They wanted to make sure, and that's why we have the amendments or the Bill of Rights. Let's see here. Looks like we got a good amount of people on all the different platforms. It's pretty good today. Let me look at the clapper real quick here. Tefel says, I don't agree with career politicians, but it's lesser evil than newer generations reacting because offended. Yeah, exactly. There was an old term. It was called being a statesman. Obviously it's a sexist term, but it is what it is. We don't have any more statesmen anymore. A statesman was somebody who someone thought would be good to do that job. And then they actively approached that person and said, hey man, listen, you would be really good at this job. If I throw your name up, what will you do? Will you say yes? And 90% of the time it was like, no, man, I don't really want to do that stuff. I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to raise my crops. I'm going to be free for a while. I really don't want to do this, but I love my country. And if you do, then I will say yes. And I appreciate you. That's what a statesman was, you know. And then when their term was up, they would just go. They would go back. They would start working on the farm again, you know, raising their kids, writing their memoirs, things like that. You know, those are the things that they did. And then if they were needed again, they would be called back. They would be like, hey, things were great when George did stuff for us, guys. You know, maybe we need to get him back for a little while to fix things. And that's what they would do. There is lots of record of true American statesmen that were brought back to government, that were asked back, you know, to fix problems, to be an elected official again, to serve the country again. And they almost would always come back. But after the second or third time, they would be like, look, guys, just because I leave and you screw this up doesn't mean you can keep calling me back. Stop screwing it up. I'm not coming back. And a lot of them would do those kind of things. So let's see. My wife is giving birth to a baby boy today, Anwar. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Happy birthday. Let's see. And she has cancer. Happy, not happy birthday. Well, this is still a blessing. This is still a blessing. We got being from Kashmir region. I know all about them as I grew up alongside. My point wasn't primitive values of Mu, but how they may reflect in the affect entire world, because 3 billion of human populations follow Islam. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But here's the thing. If you've grown up in it, then you know that there are those that are that are zealots, and that they believe in the original words. Okay, and that basically I am shit. It's been so long since I've done anything in Arabic or even in that mind. I had hoped we had forgotten about the problems of the Middle East here in America, because they're such a pain in the ass. What is it? What is it that I'm? If I don't believe there's a name for me, I can't remember the name. I can't remember the word. I guess I didn't take my brain pill this morning. But and if you're not a follower of Islam, then you are you can be killed. It's that easy. Or you could be meant to pay and shunned and talked down to your entire life because you may be of service to these people. That's not how we do things in America. You know, you stand on your own 2 feet here and that's it. And if you decide that religion is more powerful than anything else, then we'll strike you down. It's that easy. So, infidel, thank you. Thank you. That's not part of our Constitution here. We have freedom here. Especially when they seem to have inclinations towards communist world, Russia. That's true, Aham. Those things will intermingle, but for the most part, they are very similar. So those inclinations could be just them. See, all of those things that you just laid down there, the Russia, China, North Korea, those are tyrannous governments. Okay. And so they're not similar. They are the same. At one point, there's one person in power of everything. They take control and they position themselves so that they can never be removed. Even if there's the illusion of election, they position themselves so that they can never be removed. So yeah, I can see that. That's logical. That's logical. Looks like we got some people popping into the old clappers. Clappers starting to fill up. So right now we've got, it's hard to tell because the data is different on the big screen, but on a little screen, I've got 18 in the YouTube and I've got 14 over here on the clapper. So do me a favor, guys, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. Pound that like button. On the clapper side, whatever you do it over here, whatever it may be. Looks like we've got a couple people popping in for some good morning stuff. West Virginia Pappy popped in. Hey, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that was talked about this morning, because to get my brain going in the morning, I will watch other YouTube videos just to see if there's something that's worth talking about. And honestly, I'm kind of hunting for people who piss me off, who like a YouTuber who gives you bad information, and I'll never call them out, but I will be like, oh, by the way, if you heard this morning on a YouTube video that 1 + 1 = 3, that guy's a freaking idiot, that kind of thing. But I'm trying to think here. You guys are really helping me out in the chat this morning. I truly appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's see, especially when they seem to have incline. No, we talked about all that. It just hadn't populated, including apostates. Gotcha. Aside from politicians, most Americans want to be able to do whatever you think is best for your family, and we don't want to get involved. We get involved when we are forced on the masses. Very true, Jordan. It's live free or die. You know what I'm saying? Don't step on me. That's the American way. We want to be left alone. If something goes wrong, it is our nature to band together to try and help, if we can. We are not the nation that we used to be. I can tell you that right now. It's very sad, but it's also very true. But somewhere, so let me tell you this, somewhere, and this is my opinion, somewhere along the line, we decided it's easier to look the other way. It's easier to not get involved. We became very selfish people. And the line where if something was going on, we would be like, oh, that's the line, we got to go help. That line keeps moving further and further away from who we are. And so it takes much more for us to get involved because we're so locked in on who we are. It's almost like a self-preservational thing where we purposely will not get involved. When we used to get involved in everything, and I'm talking about like here in the world, there's an accident, you pull over and help versus drive by. I'm seeing more and more people on the side of the road and nobody's pulling over to help them because, they don't know if it's a scam. They've got better things to do. They're late for a luncheon, things like that. But unfortunately, I do see those kind of things trending now. And it's not good, man. It's not good. Herd mentality. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could say it is similar to that. What I would tell you is that one of the videos that I watched this morning was talking about dying, and this was coming from a former Marine that I'm watching. Dying, it's like, I guess the question was, okay, let me throw the question out here in the chat, guys. Trust in your fellow man has decreased. That's absolutely true, West Virginia Pappy. I don't think that that's the driving force, but I think that is an applicable data point. So let me see what was I going to say. If a war kicked off today, how many people would go to the recruiting office and say, sign me up? If you said yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you said 2, or if you said yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you said hell no, put a 2 in the chat. If you say I'm not sure, put a 3 in the chat. That'll give everybody the opportunity to kind of put a vote in there. I need more. No, you don't need more details. You don't need more details. A war's kicked off. You want to fight for your country. You're either going to the recruiting office or you don't. I'm looking for a knee-jerk reaction right now. I'm looking for that guttural, instinctive first reaction because that's going to be the true one. Voting for what? Voting? We're not voting for anything. If a hard war kicked off, a hot war kicked off, would you run down to the recruiter's office right now to fight for your country? 1, that's the 1. 2, hell no. And 3, I'm not sure. Gotcha, Cloud. Hey, Cloud, good to see you. Okay, so I don't see any 1s, and that is the point of the question. it used to be, and the argument was made that, well, back in the 40s, they had nothing to do anyway. So yeah, they definitely would run down there and sign up to go fight. You don't understand. If you haven't served, you don't understand that what you're doing is you're putting your life on the line, and so that these people that are above you can get what they want. That's what you're really doing. And until you spend some time in the military, you won't understand it. And maybe you won't even understand it until you get out of the military. But somebody just said there, Window Liquor says, hell no, I'm not fighting bankers' wars. And that's actually very true. During the Gulf War, when we worked out, we actually had a chant or cadence, if you know what that is in the military. And we knew we would sing it on the flight deck. We knew where we were going and what we were going to do, and we would list the things out, and the last one was for some oil. We knew we were going to fight for oil. That's what this was all about. We knew this was all about. The whole thing started because of oil, because if you guys didn't know this, the Iraq War kicked off, not because Saddam was nuts or this, that, or the other thing. It kicked off because Saddam was horizontal drilling over the border. The border of Iraq, they would set up these oil drills, and they would dig down at an angle and then straight in. They were literally just digging down at an angle to hit the oil reserves in God damn it. Yeah, my brain is not working today, in the other country. And that's what kicked the whole war off. So we knew, and you have to know if you're in the military that you were trying to make someone or some country do something that this country wants them to do. It's either stop or do something. That is the purpose of the military. It's force. It's the last effort to make things happen. So let's see here. Put the politicians and their families on the front lines first. Yeah, I mean, that's easy to say. Okay, that's easy to say, but that's right up there with saying we're here to take your kids. We think you should go first. That you're literally saying the same thing that someone else would say to you. Jordan says disgruntled vet. There's a saying in the Marine Corps that in their career retention specialists is what is it? It's hard to eat the apple when you've already tasted the core. Let's see. Benjamin said, did my time when I was younger for the good of the nation. Now my only obligation is my wife and children. Very true, Benjamin. And that's exactly how you should be looking at it. Now, I was actually thinking, because I was thinking about this subject, I should actually get my retirement certificate, because it actually says on, like, a guy who's retired 20 years, it actually says on the certificate that you basically could be called back, even though you've met all the requirements, you've done everything you're supposed to do. The government still wants to keep you on a string. So it's all very interesting. What we got here? Saddam wanted away from the petrodollar. Oh yeah, well they always did. They always have. That's why it's so important for the Arabs to be our friends, because as long as we're friends with the Arabs are they run OPEC, or OPEC Plus as they call it now, and so whatever the Arabs want, they get, and as long as they're friends with the U.S., the petrodollar will still survive. Now, in the future with Brexit, or not Brexit, but BRICS, that could all be coming to an end. But I honestly think that the Arabs would be more interested in being able to trade in both the SWIFT system as well as the BRICS system. Yes, Kuwait, that's it. Horizontal drilling into Kuwait. Actually, that's absolutely right, H to Z. 15-year-old got an asthma and mild scoliosis diagnosis yesterday, so she won't be draft eligible if they expand to females. Yeah, I mean that's true. But you know what? You can disqualify yourself. It's so easy to do. You just have to say the right thing to the right person up at the MEPS, and you're disqualified. Let's Let's see. Almanac Prepper says the stupidest thing is we could be pumping all our own oil. Absolutely. I often wonder, it's like, why aren't we drilling our own oil? Well, I mean, the real reason is that they want to pump this green agenda, that they can't run around the world, saying green, 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 if they're actually pumping the oil, because then they're hypocrites. That's what it comes down to. That's the real reason. Part of my brain is like, well, maybe what if we're like running out of oil, and or what if we're trying to keep all of our oil so that when they run out of oil, we'll have all the oil. There's a lot of what ifs out there, and they're pretty much useless thoughts. But it's also important to remember that yes, we are an oil-rich country. Everybody thinks America's not oil rich. It is. We have all sorts of oil inside the United States. And why we're not doing it, it's clearly politics. It's clearly to not to push the green agenda, but to make the appearance of pushing the green agenda. I think there's also a piece of that where, if we had really cheap oil, then we would never have gas problems, and then we'd buy more cars, and it's all linked economically on so many different levels to so many different products that we would be self-sufficient, which would anybody with any common sense would be like, that should be the goal. Be self-sufficient, but still continue to sell your products on the global market. Not we're consumers and we only buy stuff here. We need to make stuff. We need to drill. We need to have our own, oil system. The whole natural gas thing. They're coming after natural gas next, guys. Guarantee it. I've seen a lot of commercials on the TV talking about they're promoting natural gas, propane, so they're going to start fighting for their lives too, and it's going to get nasty. It's going to get really, really nasty. Let's see here. I probably need to look at the Clapper chat because it's been a while and it is rolling right now. Let's go ahead and look right over here real quick. Let's see here. War is always the acquisition of something, oil, land, etc. That's true. If we were the bullies, other countries wouldn't ask us for help. Well, we are. There for years, in the 80s, we were known as the ugly Americans. All the people in Europe hated us because we were free, because we said what we wanted to say, and they couldn't. We can agree to disagree. Tiff, yeah, we help other countries, but definitely do things we shouldn't. Yeah, it's all true. We all have dirty hands. $8 that took out. I can't read that, Kaylee. But welcome. Hey, let's see here. Keeps the price of oil up. The rich stay rich. That's true. That's true. What do we got on the big chat over here? The stupidest thing. Where we at? Mud. Good to see you. This is the first live I have caught. Yeah, I'm trying to do them more and more. The internet bandwidth for my computer, for my home internet sucks, so I'm on a cell phone right now. I'm on a cell phone. I just tried to do the prep. I've got to figure. There's got to be a way, and my guess is there's not, but there's got to be a way for me to send all the notices out, and that way when I turn the phone on to start live streaming, that it links into that. But I have not figured that one out yet. Let's see. When I was a kid, I thought we would be using magnets on rails for cars in cities and bubbles into the ocean. Thanks, Jetsons, for getting my hopes up. Yeah, damn Jetsons. Yeah, but Star Trek. We got Star Trek. We got libraries in our pockets now, so we can't complain about that. Let's see. We do talk to our watch. We do talk to our watches. Yeah, that was some kind of, not Inspector Gadget, but there was Dick Tracy. He was the one who talked to his watch. Dick Tracy. Show my age. Let's see here. I agree that overreach is at play constantly. Constantly. It's like they just want to dig and dig and dig. And it's getting to the point where the people are like, what is going on? Why do you keep doing this? No, I don't think it's there. I think it's the first thing I said. What the hell is going on here? That's a very American reaction. But Americans are pretty lazy, and they're not like going to their representatives and saying, "What the hell is going on here? Explain yourself to me." And the representatives are likely going to walk away, and I think that's a serious problem because there's only one thing to do after that, and it's nothing, and it's something that we don't want to do. And I think that a huge proportion, or not proportion, a huge group within the population is not willing to do. And so they feel stuck. And you know, the old saying that you shouldn't fear your government, your government should fear you. They don't fear you anymore. They don't. They don't even fear you at the voting booths, guys. You know, this is a business to them. This is how they get in. This is how they get rich. This is how they make their name. Then this is how they get out. You know, I don't think I've seen a politician get out of politics without going to work for the news, to become a professor, to write books, give speeches, go on the lecturing circuit. This is what they do. This is what they do. Unfortunately, these people are primarily from macadamia, academia, which I'm not a fan of. And it's so this is all they know, and they don't have any other real skills. Their degree is basically basket weaving 101, you know. And honestly, if you see somebody who has a political science degree, then that's what they're doing. They're going into politics. You know, the whole science thing, that's really a moot point. It's not even something they teach. It's just a word they've attached to the degree. So yeah, I mean, now somebody has a business degree, a technical certificate, then we know they actually have some real world, experience in some of these matters, so they can understand when people are talking to them. But these people that have literally just gone to college to do nothing to be a politician, they know nothing of the world. They absolutely know nothing of the world. What do we got here? We had some stuff pop in here in the text. Let's see. Cancer culture is a big problem nowadays. Absolutely. Totally totally true. The UN having a meeting on Israel war. Like right now, West Virginia, Pappy. They do it all the time. People don't know this. You guys can watch the UN Security Council meetings. You know, they've been saying this is bad with lots of speeches for what are we at? 20 days or something right now. Thank you, Pappy. And it doesn't matter who says what. It absolutely doesn't matter who says what, unless they call for a vote to do something about it. I mean, they're going to call for a vote like to condemn what's going on. That's what they do. With the UN Security Council today voted to condemn the war in Israel. Well, good for you. Yay, you condemned it. They're all frickin' words. They're just words, And I think that we live in a world of words, and that do nothing, that do absolutely nothing. And in fact, most of the time, they cause more damage than they do good when they do good. I made it at the end, going back to watching you. Good morning, Bradley. Good to see you, bro. Let's see here. We do have video calls and Rumbus, but where is the cool stuff? Oh, you're talking about. Well, listen, we have robots that vacuum our floors. Our refrigerators can talk to us, and we can look in them from our phone to see what's inside of them. Let's see here. What else? Put something in the chat that they had in what is it? The Jetsons that we have now. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I don't know what I did, but my gums are like really sore. They're all sore. Come on, it can't be that hard, guys. It can't be that hard. Did I cover it all? Is that all we got from the Jetsons? We have self-driving cars. Do I got to do this all myself? That's it. Driverless cars. Alan is there. You go. Hey, what's up, Alan? There you go. We got a hoverboard. What else we got? There's got to be good stuff in there from the Jetsons. Remote schools. Robot cops in New York City. There you go. You got that little robo turd running around there. All right. So I guess it was such a lab produced meat. There you go. Hey, what's up, Bob? Good to see you. Let's see here. Mass layoffs. Yes. Yeah, it's funny too because every time we hear about the mass layoffs from all these big companies, there's a scene from The Fifth Element where the lackey is following around the evil guy, and they're talking about something, and we're going to recommend that we lay off 100,000 people. And he just turns to him with no emotion in his face, and he says, 1,000,000. Lay off 1,000,000 or fire 1,000,000, something to that effect. And the guy is like, but sir, and he just looks at him and he's like, yes, sir. And then he scurries off like, I don't want to die. That's what I think about when they talk about laying off millions of people, or hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, when you've got companies that are so big, and it's not about power, it's about size. So if you have a company that's, worth, $1 trillion, and you have 5 million employees globally, that laying off 100,000 people is a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. And it's not to be heartless, but on the business side, it's nothing. Someone did the numbers and said, we can continue to do good business if we get rid of this amount of people. And that's what they do. Is it related to other things? Most definitely. Is it related to like, hey, we're going to close this plant because it's not really the area. There's nothing to service in this area. It's like it would be like having a gas station in the middle of the desert where there's not even a road. It's just there. It'll be like that natural gas fueling station that they built in Afghanistan on your tax dollars. There's no natural gas cars in Afghanistan, not a one, but that's what it's like. See, now I'm looking at Flintstones like they had it easy. Oh yeah, man. Those poor animals, man. Those animals were slaves to all these cavemen and women. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got on the Clapper side? Dim-witted supervisors. That's true. We did get that from them. Book learning took over common sense. That's true. And it's funny too because, believe it or not, guys, I've actually been contemplating writing a book about preparedness. But I constantly there are so many other books out there about preparedness. It's like, why? It would be like, I don't know that the effort is worth it because it would be like, if you go to, the Sunday social and everybody brought cherry jello and you showed up with a bowl of cherry jello. You see my point? That's one of the reasons I haven't written it yet. Let's see here. All right. So the chat looks like it has died out. We have actually done our 1 hour, guys, and I do have things that I need to do. If you guys have not hit that smash button, or smash the like button. If you are new and have not subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to do these. I like 9 a.m., but I had some technical issues. 9:30 might be our window. If you guys think 9:30 works, put a 1 in the chat. I'd really like to know. I'd really like to narrow it down so that I'm hitting a time where you guys are actually available. Otherwise, why do this? You know what I'm saying? LP, if money didn't work, what is your barter? What would be the good ones? Alcohol and cigarettes. Those are normally the best ones. If you really want to get something expensive, then you give them lots of bullets for your barter. But you never know when the bullets might come back. That's why it's not really the best barter. Cloud sent you I sent you an email. I believe so. I have not had a chance to check my emails yet, but I'll look into that here in a while. Mornings work better for me either way. LP and barter, having the knowledge in your head, books can be burned. Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true. And I think if I did write a book, it would be like that. See, people have sent me books and asked me to read them, and I get about 5 pages into them and I fall asleep because I can't stand these books about theoretical things like a story. I'm not a fan of fiction. I'm not a fan of fiction. It bores the hell out of me. But excuse me, technical books, a book where I can learn something, I'm all over it. I'm all over it. It'll keep me awake. I'll stay focused on it. And so maybe that's it. Maybe I need to write it more like a survival manual. Yeah, a survival manual. Thank you very much, Clyde. I appreciate that. Okay, so once again, if you haven't liked, subscribe, please do that now. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links all over the place on the Clapper side. I think you push some buttons. I don't know. I've never actually done it before. I know I've got some diamonds up there. I've seen donuts in the past. I have no idea what these things are. I do know that they equate to money. And I know if you give me 5,000 donuts, I'll earn $1. I think it's something like that. It's funny. Pappy just made something happen on my screen. Thank you very much, Pappy. I appreciate it, bro. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and kill it for there. So I'm going to go for 9:30. I'm going to try to do 9:30 daily. If you guys know it from the old days, I used to do it from 10 a.m. to 11 or 12 or something like that. But yeah, let's go for 9:30. That'll give me time to be more prepared next time and actually have some better subjects. Because like I said, I did write down some notes and they have disappeared. I would say the dog ate them, but Penny is too lazy to do that. Okay, guys. As usual, stay safe. Have a great day. And I'll see you. If you have not got your PrepStock tickets yet, please go do it. Stop screwing around. They're $34.99 per ticket. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. You can buy them by going to, you can either go, I would just go to prepstock.net. On the YouTube side, there is a link in the description. On the Clapper side, I don't even know how that crap works. But go there, get your damn tickets, quit screwing around. There's only 8 left. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. I'm going to start pushing some buttons right now, and we'll see you tomorrow. And bye-bye, YouTube.